Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode
138
of the Poorly Planned Podcast. My name is Benedict. You may know me better as BHL Hudson. Here we talk about movies, TV shows, a bunch of nonsense. With me as always is my friend, co-host, and pre-recording for the summer buddy, Frederick.
Ooh, goddamn.
What a subtle introduction to how I want to explain what we're doing.
That was seamless, sir.
So, basically, over this coming summer, we are both traveling men. We're men of the world, one could say.
We are men of the world. We are Mr. Worldwide, some could say.
We are Mr. Worldwide, daily picks, some could say, deep cut for the fans who've been there since the start. But we're going around.
That one caught real deep.
I'm going around to I'm going to be maybe going up to New York, maybe a little bit of Philly, maybe a little bit of Maine, traveling around, going to the beach, a lot of good stuff. You're going, some could argue, less exotic sites than Maine and Philly, such as Spain and Africa. But
yes,
we are still wanting to put out a weekly episode for you guys. Come on, the pod's on a roll.
You cannot say we are not committed.
We love doing this, and I've been in a few situations the past semester where people have told me, like, can't you just put it out, like, tomorrow? Like, do you have to work on it? Like, do you have to finish it right now? I'm like, it goes up on Fridays, all right? It's a schedule. We have a program here. We want to keep it going and keep the content coming for you guys. So we're going to be recording as many as we can when we can, like, live ones with current news, current topics. But sometimes there are going to be weeks where we can't do that because of traveling. And in those cases, we will have these pre-recorded episodes ready to go up with. So it won't be up-to-date, news and mini reviews and stuff, but it will be big old topics for you guys.
And that does mean that when the actual news episodes do roll around, it'll be more juicy and more news.
We'll have so much to talk about. What stuff could Ezra Miller get up to in the next few
I
months?
was literally going to say, we'll have 6 different arrests to talk about from Ezra.
Not funny, probably a serious thing. Anyway, but we will, this is recorded on May 18th. So also, if something we say potentially doesn't age well, then that's why we recorded this early. So I think that explains it. So whatever episode you hear when we go, welcome to episode that's bird. That's what that is. So anyway, I think that sets us up pretty well for this one. Before we jump into today's topic, I do have a story that is not very topical, or not even a story, just me being a dumbass story that I thought, we'd throw in here, just because why not? From when I flew back from Ireland to Denmark. I was going to tell you off pod, but then you were like, could this be a pod story? And I was like, it's not great.
Not really, but I'll do it.
I could tell it because it's kind of just dumb on my part. Basically, long story short, I had to, pack up my entire, room for the summer because I have to, get out of there. And there was a question of...
Because I was held at gunpoint and I had to leave.
It was a question of, like, should I get a storage locker and all this stuff? Because I didn't think, like, I had that much stuff to store in the end. So I was like, is it worth it to pay for, like, 6 to 10 boxes or whatever, like, the minimum was when I only would have, like, 2. And I was like, I don't think so. Yeah. So I'll throw some stuff out, I'll give some stuff away, and I'll pack some stuff in my suitcase. And you know what? I'll just pay the extra, the extra weight of the suitcase. Because, it's not great, but, I'll do it for that sake. And so I don't have a scale at my place, so I just kind of had to guess it. And I was like, all right, this can't be that much heavier than, like, previous suitcases I've taken. Like, this should be all right. And I have, in fairness, I do have some ridiculous stuff in there. I do have a couple of pots and pans. I have a lamp in there. Things that maybe I shouldn't have tried to pack. So anyway, I get to the airport. And they're like, oh, your bag's heavy. I'm like, yeah, no, I know, I'll just pay it. And they're like, no, it's actually so heavy that it exceeds the threshold of what you can pay for. Like, there's a weight limit, then there's a weight limit of, like, the bonus that you get, like, you have to pay for. And then there's above that where they literally just can't put it on the plane. I was like, oh goodness.
I see.
Oh, no, then. So I did have to go... like, to just like a sad corner of the airport and just open my suitcase. And if anyone saw me, I just looked like the most insane man pulling pots and pans and umbrellas and lamps out of my suitcase and just, like, throwing them away.
That's terrible.
Not great, no. And then I brought it back.
Can I just say... Oh, go on.
Well, I was just going to say, I brought it back. They waited again, like, okay, you can pay now. It's going to cost, like, €120. And I was like, what the fuck? And so I had to go back.
It's insane.
And continue emptying it. Yeah, and also, Look, okay, I get it. I was definitely in the wrong there. But I mean, I feel like they're a little excessive on the price of the heavy bags. And like, also, I don't know, this airline, I'm not going to rat them out. Also because it makes me look bad that I was saying that airline. But this airline also has a very low weight limit for their bags, at least lower than what I'm used to. And
Is it 20 instead of 23?
It is. That's a little hint.
I'm
to
familiar with the
what
airline.
Shitty airline I was taking. No offense to them, I guess. I don't know.
But it is a shitty airline.
I mean, objectively, it is known as like the shittiest airline. Look, I'm not trying to splurge all my money on my flights, all right? I'm trying to do a lot of traveling this summer. Sometimes you got to take some shitty flights, all right? But anyway, so I spent like 20 minutes just going back and forth between this poor woman at the desk who's like, are you sure you want to pay this? And it's like, okay, give me a second. I pull like a fucking umbrella out of my bag and
Then I whack her with it.
Yeah.
The thing is, the stupid and just ridiculous thing is that whatever, like I think it's per kilo. It's like 25 euros more or something
crazy
like
like that.
Some ridiculous amount. The thing
Yeah.
is, one, you can get just an extra bag, like an extra 20 kilo bag for like 50.
Yeah,
you
I
have to,
should.
like-
Yeah.
Like obviously, like in retrospect, but like it's difficult to buy one and then like get that sword and stuff like that. So like,
No, yeah.
did what? But then there's also the thing of like, I know, like I personally wouldn't be happy if they did this, but I'm just saying, if you're talking like in practice, if the suitcase is too heavy, like what if like a 200 kilo man comes on with like a tiny suitcase? Surely isn't that like more like
same
adding
weight.
to the weight than you coming with like a 25 kilo suitcase and your
Yes,
like
great
like-
point. I should have brought that up. I should be like, look at my figure. Look at my
Look at my
slim-
figure.
I'm in fantastic shape at the moment. I'm not. So that's probably why they stopped me. Actually, if I'd been in like my shape of 6 months ago, they would be like, you go, man, you go. You're too sexy for this plate.
You're we'll get the private jet ready for you. Son. You should have been like, man, I've been working out so hard. The suitcase just felt so light. I didn't realize.
They're like, you rascal, go ahead. It's very frustrating also because I did have a couple of friends who also told me about their bags being overweight, and one of them was like the exact same amount like overweight as mine was, and she got to take it on for free. What the hell? They niced her. They were just like, go on, it's okay. I was like, yeah, god damn it.
Jenny, like the airport experience is so like dependent on the people, like
Person you
how
get.
the people's days are going. Yeah, like
Yeah.
'cause sometimes you'll have like a really jolly person who'll be like, oh yeah, 5 kilos extra, whatever, it doesn't matter. And then sometimes you'll have like one that's like 0.1 kilos overweight. It's like, I'm gonna need 25 euros off of you.
Yeah, I mean they did. I think it might have been 11 euro per kilo or something. I mean, in fairness, they were very nice to me, and I was ridiculously over when I first came up there. So they couldn't be like, okay, you're like 15 kilos over the limit. Go for it. But yeah, no, whatever. So anyway, learning experience, not the most enjoyable airport time. I realized because I've traveled a bunch in the past 6 months. I've been to like the airport like 9 or 10 times in the past 6 months, and I have to say I'm over it. It's worth it for the travel. Like once you get there, you're like, oh, thank God. But
The airport has turned into a hashtag mid-experience.
I'm so sick of the fucking airport and the lines and the waiting and the shitty, I mean, no offense, Dublin Airport, but the shitty breakfast in Dublin Airport and the drive out to the Dublin Airport on the stupid anyway. Look, the Dublin Airport
Shit's
breakfast.
all over Dublin Airport.
Get good. Sorry. Please don't blacklist me. But just remember you're better than the Belgium airport or Brussels airport where they had pianos in the middle of the airport for just random idiots to play. Worst thing I've ever seen. Now.
True. A surprising number of airport experiences mentioned on this pod.
Now, on to today's topic, unless you have anything you'd like to share.
I mean, I've got a thing. Remember I had a dream. That I
Oh,
wanted to tell you
yes,
about,
there are.
But
Also-
I don't know if should I tell you in this pod or the next pod?
maybe the next pod, so it'll be a little more up to date. Because
Yeah,
this one could
sounds
come out
good.
in a few months. Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
That's
Sounds good.
So today's topic, and there are time codes down below, is the start of a little series we'll be doing over the summer.
Ooh. Okay.
Where I say, I think we can do this in 4 parts.
Okay.
We're going to go over, I mean, I say all, there are going to be some we're going to skip because we haven't seen, but all the Disney animated films.
Ooh.
So I'm
okay.
thinking we do episode 1 here. We do the classic era, which is like a fuck ton of films, but we can kind of burn through a bunch of them. It's like from 1937 to, let's say, up to The Little Mermaid. Like we'll start the next one at The Little Mermaid. Then
Okay,
we
I
do
see.
the Golden Age, Little Mermaid, Lion King, that kind of stuff. Then we do the weird middle part that we don't really talk about that much with like Hercules and The Emperor's New Groove. Those are actually 2 dope movies if we're being honest. But like Lilo and
Honestly,
Stitch.
should talk. Oh, it's great as well. God, why don't we talk about that in
And then last part we do sort of the modern era with your
2010 onwards kind of thing.
Yeah, with your Frozens and your Coke, your Moanas,
your Frozen and cocaine and Rapunzel
and such. So, how does that sound to you?
Honestly, that sounds very, very good.
So yeah, these won't be in like consecutive, like each week it'll be a different one, but we'll just sprinkle them out, I think, throughout the summer as little pre-recorded eps.
I love it.
So, should we start off with a banger?
Are we going chronological here, or
we
just
are.
starting with a...
I got the Wikipedia page pulled up, buddy.
Let's go. Buddy.
Academy Award review of Walt Disney cartoons. My favorite film.
What was it called?
It's called Academy Award Review of Walt Disney Cartoons. We're going to skip it. However, should we start with just in general, the old Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck cartoons?
Let's go for it. Let's go for the cartoons.
I mean, obviously the whole point is that they're fun. But as a kid, just a delightful thing. We had Disney Show here, which is on every Friday at 7 p.m. where they show...
Yeah, every Friday.
They have like a Phineas and Ferb episode or like a Lilo and Stitch episode, like a newer kind of 20-minute thing, then interspersed with classic, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck cartoons, and they're just super fun, you know.
They are. Like, what was the layout? It would be like an old-timey episode, like old Disney, like Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck kind of thing. Then a 20-minute newer episode. Then another 10-minute old Mickey Mouse episode, and then another new one. Disney Show was the best.
It was honestly the best of times. And maybe if you're lucky, it's Friday, you get a little treat. You get some M&Ms or something. I did sometimes. Or like you have a little cake with the family. Good times.
You don't get the belt.
I'd like to say for the record, my parents never beat me with a belt or anything.
They never beat me with a belt. They weren't that nice to me.
With a chair, however, no. My parents never hit me, which I'm very grateful for. Should I be? Is that just a normal thing? Anyway, we're gonna keep going.
What's the thing about your childhood you love the most? That my parents didn't horribly abuse me.
I have a lot of friends whose parents hit them growing up, which I'm like, that's not okay.
Really?
I mean, a lot. I can think of like 4 maybe.
It's 5 more than I can think of.
I beat my own parents growing up.
A lot. I beat my own parents to assert dominance. It's no big deal.
But I mean, they're fun. They're creative and with like the, I don't know what you can do with animation and cartoons. It's the quintessential cartoon. You can do fun, crazy stuff and have these ridiculous plots and simple like telling stuff just through visuals. It's great stuff. I think we should
really good stuff.
Move on to the first like theatrical release, I believe, Snow White and the Seven Dwarves.
True.
I don't think I've seen this in a very long time. I was also thinking for some of these, I may just pull them up on Disney Plus and quickly scan through them to see if there's
I just watch the entire thing
and play the audio into the mic. I did a little bit of that with Pinocchio, but we'll get to that. But so yeah, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
I won't lie. An overrated movie in my opinion. Like I know it's the first one. I know it's like a classic, but like it's just not that good.
I mean, I think for us it's a little hard to say since, we are both grown and, as we established, very ripped men. So this is...
Sorry, I don't enjoy Snow White. I'm too ripped.
But, I mean, so it's not really, for us. But, I think it's... Of these, that being said, there's some of these we're going to get to, i.e. The Jungle Book, which are, excellent films. Fun films that I feel like you could still enjoy. I watched it at like a party a couple years ago. Not a party, a hangout. I watched it at like a nightclub.
You brought your iPad to a nightclub just stuck in the Bluetooth headphones. Just...
But I do think this one, is a more kind of boring and, sort of like...
Yeah.
It is simple.
Apart from Cinderella, I think it is like just the most freaking... Obviously, the cliche comes from this movie, but it is just like the most basic cliche Disney princess movie. Like, it's princess, very like by the books. Don't love it. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we have to give it credit for it being the first one, so it is... I mean, yeah, okay, I put it like this. It's the first one, and so I'd basically give it a pass for all that stuff, but also it being the first one leads to it not being that interesting to rewatch, because it's basically the most basic possible version of this story, and, I mean, it's, like, great animation for the time and all that, but, and, you know, legendary... Not legendary, that's a bit of an extreme word.
It's mythical.
Fucking badass. But yeah, no, not one that I ever really rewatch or think about, I would say. Yeah, no, I'm not crazy about it. Not my favorite film of all time, believe it or not. Unlike Pinocchio, which I think is fucking awesome. I haven't seen it in a long time. But I did scan through it earlier, and here are some of the highlights that I remember. One, Geppetto. That's the whole highlight?
It's the human highlight of Geppetto.
I mean, I think it's we can say this for all of these earlier films, you know, they're like wonderfully animated. Like the time and care it took to do this is insane. Like you look at like some of the ways they used to animate this stuff, you know, hand drawn, and you know, they look beautiful. They look like storybooks come to life for kids, especially at the time, which I think is, you know, should definitely be acknowledged. As far as Pinocchio specifically, he turns into a donkey at one point.
What?
He gets turned into a donkey, and it's kind of fucked up from memory.
That is kind of strange.
I
don't think I've ever properly watched Pinocchio.
There are a lot of these that I think I have never actually seen like fully, but I just, you know them from pop culture.
Yeah, you know just lore and pop culture of it, yeah.
But there's Jiminy Cricket, little cricket boy. There is also, from just scanning it a few moments ago, he does also smoke a cigar at one point, which back in the day, kids' movies were a little more lenient on small boy dolls smoking cigars. As opposed to now, and that specifically is outlawed. There are some good songs in this. Like, there are some memorable songs from this, more so than some of the films from this era.
Sing one of them.
I've got no strings to hold me down. Make me something and make me frown. There, I fucked it up.
Broadway.
I fucked it up just enough to avoid copyright, hopefully. I also think it's the one where it's like, when you wish upon a star.
No, that's Peter Pan.
Oh. No, it is this one, isn't it?
I don't think so.
Because that's how he becomes a real boy, because he wishes upon a star. I may have just totally made that up.
No, that is probably right. Honestly, I just thought there was
who's wishing on a star in Peter Pan?
Well, they fly to the star.
They do. Fuck.
I'm gonna search this up.
No, okay,
we need to find answers.
Anyway, Pinocchio. I remember watching it as a kid and being like, "This is sort of weird," and I'm not crazy about it. So no, thank you, creepy wooden doll boy.
Damn it! It is Jiminy Cricket singing.
Let's go. Sorry.
God damn. Your Pinocchio knowledge is way too good.
Next up, actually one that I very much remember liking because it was so weird and different. Have you seen Fantasia, perchance?
I've never seen Fantasia.
So it's a series of different little shorts, I think, and like little musical numbers where one of them is the very famous like Mickey is a wizard, whatever the fuck, with the hat and all that stuff.
Is this like the show Fantasia?
Well,
like,
they also have they also have a show of this, which I did see when I was at Disney World, and it was pretty cool. It's actually very cool. God damn, Disney World, that was like one of the best weeks of my life. When I was like 8 years old, I went to Disney World. Bro, I had a little booklet where I got the signatures of all the mascots. I got Goofy's signature like 8 times. I'm not even kidding. I don't know why.
I got goofed.
I have this great picture of me next to Winnie the Pooh and Tigger. Just the boys.
No, honestly, the times I think I went to Disney World when I was like 3, so I don't really remember that. And then also when I was like 9 or something like that. And the time I went when I was 9, so good. I got, you know how you can get the little signature like booklets you can like buy there. Where it's like on each, I don't know if they still do this, but on each page there's like a header for the Disney character, and then you basically had to like try and go around Disney World to try and find that Disney character and like get their signature.
Yeah, I think that's what I had. Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, I love just as doing a manhunt for Goofy.
Goofy could not fucking escape. Also, there was a very quick Disney World tangent. We ate at this restaurant. It was a very nice restaurant, but I remember they had like the characters like dancing around, and they were having a good time. And then suddenly, like, I don't want to say the beat would drop because that is not an accurate representation, but like the music would change and it would like get more high like amplitude or like faster, and then they'd grab napkins and they'd start dancing with the napkins. I remember Goofy, or towels, and I remember Goofy just like whipped this towel in the air and was like shaking around. And I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm just trying to eat my like pasta over here, and Goofy's doing like a Magic Mike show.
I imagine Goofy was wearing nothing but a towel, and then when, as you say, the Disney World beat drops, he just goes absolute apeshit.
I just remember, as a child being like, this is a bit odd, you know. But anyway.
You're looking over, pasta smeared all over your face.
Why is Aladdin riding on Winnie the Pooh's back suddenly? Just like the most random fucking choreography. It's just going apeshit.
Just the most random mix-ups.
Just a brawl makes out. Anyway, Fantasia. It's also, I don't know, I feel like most kids would hate it because it doesn't have like a linear story, and it's, a lot of it's just kind of like visuals and music, but it's a really beautiful film, honestly. So,
but to a film student like myself, I love a bit of visual.
So yeah, big fan. How are you familiar with The Reluctant Dragon? What a terrible film title.
Why is he reluctant? What did they try and make him do?
I don't know. Also, what kid knows the word reluctant? Fuck off, The Reluctant Dragon. Terrible title.
The Reluctant Dragon. I don't think so.
All right, we'll move on then. Yeah, okay. There are like 80 of these, and we're gonna skip over at least 60% of them because we won't know them. But we definitely know the film named after Frederick. Dumbo. Classic.
God damn, I got him good.
What do you think of Dumbo?
Quite good. Move on. No, Dumbo's is one of the better ones, I think. It's a long time since I've seen it. I remember only snippets. I remember it's one of the like more sad Disney movies. Like there's some pretty like mean stuff done to like Dumbo's mom and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, they whip her because she's in the circus.
Goofy style.
Goofy with the towel style. Imagine Goofy just comes around the table and just smacks the kids with the towel. Get the fuck out of my restaurant.
Gorsh. Beat drops.
He starts just breakdancing in the middle of the floor. He gets on your table mid-meal, kicks all the food off, starts doing the worm.
Possibly the most terrifying status update to have. Currently, Goofy's on my table mid-meal.
Goofy is in fact the meal. Anyway, Dumbo. Yes. So the mom goes through a lot of shit, and he goes through a lot of shit as well. I think he gets bullied by some birds or something. Does he not?
He does. I feel like the birds do bully him a bit. Like, there's a bird with a cigar.
Yeah, and the bird's like, I bet you can't fly, or like, let's push you out of a tree to see if you can fly. But then he can fly. He also has a mouse friend, and there's.
Is it a mouse? Who's the one that whispers in the ear of the circus director?
Okay, such an oddly specific moment you've mentioned that I'm not sure what you're referring to, but I'd guess it's the mouse.
Is it a mouse though? I thought it was like another cricket that was his friend.
No, they can't do 2 crickets in a row.
Really? Let's see here. Dumbo's.
It's a mouse. Anyway, there's also the drug sequence. Do you remember that?
It is a mouse in a circus costume.
You're goddamn fucking right it is.
A drug sequence.
Or like drunk sequence. I think Dumbo accidentally drinks some whiskey, or he like inhales some like, I don't know.
Cocaine.
Yeah, there may be some acid involved. I don't know. And he like visualizes all this stuff. I mean, that's kind of the most famous scene from it. I never thought it was that. I mean, it's weird, but I was never like traumatized by it. I was kind of built different, if you can't tell. Yeah, Dumbo, kind of sad. I don't know. Bambi, film I have never seen.
Have you never seen Bambi?
I've never seen it in full. I mean, I know all about it. I know what happens. I know there's a little bunny called Thumper, and I know that his mom dies. But
why do you hate Thumper so much? There's a little bunny called Thumper, and now Bambi's a really sad movie.
Yeah, so his mom gets shot by a hunter. But then what happens after that?
Bambi just becomes a severe alcoholic and gets really depressed.
Excellent.
No, so basically, like, it starts off with this, just Bambi doing his thing. He's out on the ice, just like, I don't remember if he's on the ice before or after his mom dies. But, like, it's like a very, like, tranquil and, like, fun time with his mom. Then suddenly, in a quite disturbing scene, I was like, why are you smiling at Bambi's mom's death?
No, sorry, I was reading another one. Anyway, sorry, there's another title. It's just weird.
Where, like, like the music is very, very intense, and then like you just hear like, and then Bambi's mom, she's gone.
Damn.
And then I forget if it's Bambi's dad or like just another like a male deer who comes and like teaches him the ways and like helps him out, like kind of like Lion King, Timon and Pumbaa style. And then he becomes friends with Thumper, and there's also a skunk, I believe.
Yes, there's a skunk.
There's a fire at the end of the movie.
Yes, doesn't the forest gets lit on fire or something, and there's like a...
But I feel like that happens in a lot of movies.
That happens in a lot of Disney. That's also very Robin Hood-y.
Yeah, Robin Hood-y and like Fox and the Hound.
I was gonna say, yeah. A lot of them forest movies, you know.
But I think Bambi, a good one.
We're gonna skip over some of these, although there is one that I would like to say is is the title for the Goofy prequel. It is in fact called Victory Through Air Power. Which I don't know what that is. I think it might be one of the World War... Yeah, I think some of these are like World War II movies because they came out in like the 1940s. But anyway, so yeah, we're going to skip Saludos.
Oh my god, did they make World War II movies? I think Goofy just like sitting there by like some artillery shells.
Goofy in Inglourious Bastards. Yeah, there are a bunch here. We're going to skip over Melody Time, Make Mine Music. We're definitely going to talk for a long time about The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. Sounds very dope. But yeah, we're going to skip over a bunch of these. We're going to move right on to Cinderella. Ooh. A film you beef with, I hear? What's your beef with Cinderella?
I mean, also just the fact that it's just so... I know, again, it's like... The reason I beef with it is because it's just so, like... It sets up the cliche. Like, the cliches come from Cinderella and stuff like that. So, like, you can't blame the movie for it, but I just find, like... Having seen all the other, like, movies that are influenced by Cinderella, looking back and watching the original, it's just, like, similar to Snow White. Just so, like... Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the... Yeah. I don't know. It's not exactly... gripping, I don't think.
No, I mean, I'm scrolling through it here, and yeah, it's all the exact, like, cliches you mentioned. I mean, yeah, we're talking about it like it's a, you know, from our perspective, it's on Disney Plus, it's literally rated 0+. You know what I mean? So, like, it's...
it is a kids movie, and, like, it does its job.
No, it's a quintessential kids, it's like a, like, baby movie. Like, no offense to, like, people.
Yeah, you have to watch it.
But yeah, it's not like something we'd put on now and be like, oh, how interesting, unlike the Jungle Book, which is very interesting, as we'll get to. But
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it has some good songs and, you know, some fun mouse stuff, I guess, and a good
There
lesson.
is some fun mouse stuff.
Like I said, it's like a kid's book come to life. You know what I mean? It serves its purpose in that way very well, I think. Mm-hmm. Even though I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, and I don't really remember. Like, there's the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boo song, which is not bad. I enjoy a little bit.
Kind of a banger.
Honestly, I'd like the beat drop to that.
Moving on to a film I have a bit of a... I don't remember if I've seen it exactly, but have a bit of a connection to Alice in Wonderland.
Ooh.
I think this one's a little more... Unlike, you know, the Cinderellas and the Snow Whites, this one has a little more flair to it, a little more flavor. Like, it's a bit weirder.
This is a bit unique, yeah.
Yeah, I think I saw it as a kid, and I remember being kind of weirded out by it, because it is definitely a weird movie with all, like, the... strange shit.
It is the psychedelic trip of Disney movies.
It is, and I think the reason I have a bit of a connection to it is because I was, in fact, I think I mentioned this, in an Alice in Wonderland play as a child. I did play Rabbit or whatever, not the White Rabbit, who's a major character, a very minor side character who's sitting at the Mad Hatter's table. But, you know.
I did in fact play the rabbit. I want to clarify. It was not the important rabbit.
For legal reasons, I'd like to say I did not have a main role. I, in fact, asked for a minor speaking role with no singing, I believe. Also, the auditions...
Now, why is that with your sonorous tones?
The auditions for that, by the way, for the singing, was you had to sing Happy Birthday. And I was like, how can you get anyone's range of singing from Happy Birthday, you know? And I remember I sang it very weird, because I was like trying to sound like I could sing, so I was like, Happy Birthday... And it was very disturbing. Yeah, I haven't seen this in a while, but I remember not loving it as a kid, but I kind of am more interested in it than the others because it is a bit weirder and, you know, kind of trippy.
I'll say I also like doing comparisons between the Johnny Depp live action version and that one because I don't know. I love both. I really do you like the Johnny Depp live action version? which we'll talk about in another episode, I guess. But
well, we won't. That's not an animated one. Although we could also do like Disney, all of Disney's live action movies. This just is an endless thing for an endless podcast. I love it. But brilliant. I saw it once, and I remember it. I wasn't crazy about it. Does he not breakdance at the end, I believe?
He does.
I'm not crazy about it.
I'm not crazy about the breakdance. The rest is okay.
But yeah, that's all I have really to say about that.
I really like the cat, whatever it's called.
Yes, the Cheshire Cat.
Yes.
Another pivotal role that I did not play. Next up, we actually have finally one that like I have an actual connection to. Peter Pan was one of my favorites growing up. I loved Peter Pan.
Peter Pan is a good one.
Yeah, it's just I think I liked it because it's got a bit more action than the other ones. You know, a lot of them are kind of like a fun, whimsical story. This one's like a kid, beating up a pirate. You know what I mean? That's what I.
But is he a kid? Because
he's also like hundreds of years old or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just has like an adventure to it. It's like it's fun. It's got great songs. It's that one. No, I can't remember any of them. But it's like the one where they're flying out of the window. It's whimsical. It's colorful, and Captain Hook and Smee, excellent villains. The top tier Disney villains.
Top tier Disney villains.
Smee walked so Gibbs could run. You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, I don't think I've ever heard anything more accurate than that.
It's got a fun ending. I think Hook gets eaten by a crocodile.
Does he get eaten by a crocodile, though?
Or the crocodile's always trying to eat him, or no, it eats a clock. I don't know. But it's I wouldn't say it's the first one, but it just felt like a fun story that was like more exciting. There were more stakes, and there were like pirates that have like swords and shit.
Yeah. And, no, it's much more of an adventure movie than like your classic Disney, like the normal cliche stuff. It's so like and like brings you into like a completely new world, like the freaking Neverland and stuff like that. It's so cool.
Yes, yeah. The whole island and the world of it is very like fun to go to and to think about as a kid, like like an island where you can just be a kid forever or whatever. Yeah. Good stuff. There is some not great problematic representations of Native American people, and there's a lot of stuff of that in these early Disney films. Some representations that have not aged well at all. But putting that aside, a very enjoyable film as a kid.
Very enjoyable.
I haven't seen it in a lot of years, but Lady and the Tramp. I'm not nuts about this one. Again, I think I saw this somehow doesn't get me super excited every time I see it. I don't know why. But it's.
I think I've seen Lady and the Tramp 2, Tramp Stamping.
Tramp stamping. Why would you do that?
I've seen the second one a lot more than I've seen the first one, I think.
I didn't even know there was a second one, and that upsets me.
It's the tramp's son who wants to be a bad boy, but then gets mixed with some like really bad boys.
Lady and the Tramp 2 Scamp's Adventure. They should have just called it Lady and the Scamp. Come on. I don't know. I mean, I know the iconic scene, the noodle thing, but I don't know.
Do you think that they were eating their spaghetti whilst looking at Goofy going apeshit?
I certainly hope so. It would make any situation far more romantic. I'd like that to happen at any date I go to from now on. Yeah, no. Have you ever done the Lady and the Tramp thing? I think we Lady and the Tramp something once without kissing. I'd just like to be clear, but at a party we were dared to, and we were like 14. I don't know, like a brownie or something, or maybe each other's mouths, perhaps.
Might have Lady and the Tramp each other's tongues, but
God, that's such a gruesome image of us. Yeah.
Just all.
Why would you add sound effects? That's so much worse.
I don't remember what it was, but
I remember it vividly.
It was good. I remember it to the day I die. I have done it a few times, but like never
romantic,
unironic. Yeah, never like I've done it with people where it's like, ha. No, yeah, it's a classic scene. I cannot for the life of me remember what happens in the rest of that movie though.
No, I have no idea what the plot is, honestly, and I want to keep it that way. I love the mystery. Next up, Sleeping Beauty.
I live for the thrill of not knowing what happens to the tramp.
I live for not knowing what happens in Lady and the Tramp 2 Tramp Stamping. Sleeping Beauty. I think this falls in the same category as Cinderella and Snow White.
Yeah.
Probably good. But this one does have a big-ass fucking dragon at the end, which is kind of more interesting than the other ones.
Very cool. A
Maleficent.
dragon that in a later depiction turns into Thwaites, or vice versa.
Isn't Maleficent the dragon? It's not the prince.
But I thought Thwaites becomes the crow, doesn't he?
No. The crow is her like little greasy henchman. Thwaites
True,
can never be a
true.
greasy crow henchman. Thwaites is a beautiful king. Thwaites only does that king shit. You know what I'm saying?
Never have you sounded more like... You were so intent on being like, he's a king, okay? Put some respect on his name. It's Thwaites we're talking about.
How fucking dare you? Get off my podcast. Nothing much more to say except, Thwaites, future Thwaites. 101 Dalmatians. I realize this pod, a lot of it has just been us going like, I vaguely remember this one character. Anyway, pretty great. Anyway, let's talk about Goofy dancing real quick and moving on. 101 Dalmatians. Are you a fan of this one?
I, again, don't remember much of it.
No, I remember Cruella.
Cruella's quite good, decent villain. Quite gross, though. Very, like...
Good description, yes.
And, again, don't really remember what happens in it. She wants to make a coat out of the Dalmatians or something like that?
I think so. And then in later years, it turns out that her mother was murdered by Dalmatians or something.
This is also true.
Yeah.
But, it's okay, I guess. Again, a classic. Quite cute, a lot of dogs, but I don't know. Are there, like, main characters within the 101 Dalmatians, or are they all just, like, a big flock?
Well, I'm looking at the poster here, as any good movie reviewer would, and it does also, by the way, say one great, wonderful motion picture, and wonderful is spelled with a 1 at the start. So, it's spelled with the word 1. Really good stuff here. There are
very clever.
There are 2 dogs, a male dog and a female dog, and then there's like a male guy and a female girl. I was about to say female guy, female woman. I don't know why I'm talking like this.
Why are you an alien?
So I assume I think I vaguely remember there's like a parallel between the girl dog and the boy dog getting together, and then there's like their owners are a girl and a boy, and they get together. And
I see.
Although maybe these dogs are siblings. I could just be talking completely like out of my ass here. I don't know.
I do think all the dogs are siblings.
Well,
they all come from the same litter, right?
Okay, forget what I said then. The dogs are looking at each other lovingly here, though. You can't deny it. I'm not trying to be weird.
You can't deny it. There is a sexual tension between these siblings.
No, God. Jesus Christ. Anyway.
That's what you said. That is what you said.
And there's also like a duck and a cat on the poster, so that, there's that.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so I'm going to say 10 out of 101. Heyo. Moving on. The Sword and the Stone.
The Sword and the Stone.
Kind of similar to Peter Pan. I don't remember much about it, but I remember liking this one a little bit more because it's a bit more of an adventure.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Sorry. I'm just looking at the poster here. Who the fuck made these posters? Can you guess the tagline of this? Keep in mind this has to do with Merlin the Magician. What the fuck does this even mean? Okay. It's just, the subtitle for this one just says whizbang. Whizbang, Wizard of Whimsy. What even...
Whizbang, Wizard of Whimsy.
And wizard is spelled with an H. Wizard of Whimsy. Whizbang. I don't know what to make of this. Anyway,
what is going on?
I don't know. There's a big fat dragon on it as well. I don't remember that being in the movie. Anyway,
Merlin becomes a dragon, I think.
Oh. Well, look, I don't remember really liking this movie that much, but I remember finding it more interesting than some of the others because again, it's a bit of an adventure, it's like has a bit of magic and swords and, medieval times and shit. And also I think I just love the whiz-bang Wizard of Whimsy, you know what I'm saying?
Whiz-bang.
Whiz-bang.
That'd be so confusing if you were just sitting there like really like into the movie. Arthur's pulling the sword from the stone. And then in the corner, like a bird chirp, you just hear Merlin go, whiz-bang.
he explodes. The whole kingdom detonates. I guess we'll skip Mary Poppins because it's kind of live action. Now we've gotten to, I'd say maybe my second favorite from this era. The Jungle Book.
The Jungle Book.
Fucking awesome movie. I know it.
Fucking dope.
I know, like, nothing happens in it, really, like, plot-wise, except till the very end. But I fucking love this movie. The poster for this one, the poster's even great. It says, "The jungle is jumpin'." Yes, it is. You're damn right it is.
Whizbang.
just next to Baloo's face. Whizbang. Yeah, I mean, I can't get enough of this movie. It's fun.
So good.
Songs
are great.
Songs are this is the first one, I think, where the songs really stick out to me as, like, absolute bangers. We got the Bare Necessities. We got the monkey song, whatever that's called.
We got some absolute bangers. We got the Bare Necessities. I don't know anything else.
Even the elephant song is fucking dope.
I don't remember the elephant song.
Oh,
I remember.
Fuck off. Sorry. Way too intense. The Bare Necessities. I Want to Be Like You. Classic. Trust in Me. The Snake song. Very cool. Okay, I can't find the I think the elephant song is Colonel Hathie's March. Very good.
Okay.
Yes. So anyway, yeah, and also the characters are fun. Baloo, super lovable. The jaguar, super fun as well.
I love the jaguar's called? It's like
Bagheera. It's Bagheera.
Is it Bagheera?
Bagheera, yeah. Black Panther. He's not a jaguar. And they're just, you love their friendship. Like, you get good vibes from them. You're just like, this is a great gang. I'm rooting for them. And then Shere Khan, excellent villain.
Excellent villain who becomes a little fire boy at the end.
He does. A lot of these movies actually end with fire. He's a man-eating Bengal tiger. He has a great voice. The animation's fun. Like, yes, the plot, isn't most
all there,
intense.
But like, just the fact that there's a young boy interacting in the jungle.
It's fun. It's good times, and yeah, the action scenes are fun. I couldn't get enough of this movie as a kid. I love it. Love it to death.
It's so good.
Another film that I love a lot, weirdly, The Aristocats.
I don't think I've ever fully seen The Aristocats,
I mean, I mainly remember it for that musical number where, like, there's one playing a, like, trumpet and one playing a piano.
That's like the main thing I know from it.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I don't remember what happens in it, but I remember loving it as a kid. Let's see, Aristocats. Let me actually just quickly pull this up on Disney Plus and, like, skip and watch the entire thing and cry because
let's just say Aristocats. Pretty cool name as well for a movie.
That's a fantastic pun, and I honestly wish I'd thought of it.
Fantastic pun?
Okay, yes. Also, I'm sorry, did you say fantastic?
Thank you for noticing my brilliance.
Okay, so there's like a rich family of aristocrats, some may say, and then they have a bunch of cats, and the cats like get into nature, and they find this cool orange cat, and then adventures ensue. I don't know. I remember liking it a lot. Great movie, apparently, according to me, from my childhood.
Very cool.
Have you seen Bedknobs and Broomsticks?
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, me neither. Let's move on.
Let's forget about that one.
There is then, I'd say, my favorite from this era. I think probably also your favorite from this era.
If it's the one I'm thinking of.
We have done a Ben and Fred watch for it, so you can go check that out as well. It is, in fact, the 1973 Robin Hood movie. Just an absolute classic, this one.
Not just from this era, just one of my favorite Disney movies ever. So good.
Honestly, yeah. It's I think it combines what we've said about our favorites from this era of like that sense of adventure and fun with like likable main characters, bit of a romance in there. Of course, it's got it's got the animals, which is sort of fun as a kid. You love the sort of animal side of things, and a terrible villain, but like a unique villain because he's not
because he's not actually like all that powerful.
No, he's like this sniveling king who's in power or whatever, and it has a happy ending. Pretty good songs.
Good songs, yeah. The little like opening.
And then the beat drops. Yeah, and it has a little romantic scene in the forest with that other song where it's like, all the villains, like the sheriff as well, like they're kind of like just these like
the sheriff. Yeah, they're all like they're not that powerful, but it's the fact that they've got the power and are just like bad people instead of like they're in a position of power rather than actually being powerful.
Yes.
And like, it's a weird like twist because like most other Disney villains are like, yeah, like Shere Khan or like Captain Hook. They're all like freaking just powerhouses, whereas these guys are just like,
or Smee perhaps, the ultimate powerhouse.
Shmi is known as an absolute muscle beast.
But yeah, no.
It's so good.
And I think also the fact that this movie has the kid characters in it also makes it like relatable for kids watching, where it's kind of like it feels like you're a turtle in the world with Robin Hood. I'd like to say I'd never identified with the turtle, just to be clear. I fucking hate the turtle. The turtle sucks.
Immediately realizes you regretted saying it. And you've got turtles. You can identify with the turtles. I want to make it very clear that I never once thought of being the turtle.
I was always the boy rabbit, okay?
The boy rabbit who shot the arrow into Lady Marion?
Yeah,
right?
Lady Marion's garden and almost killed Madame Cluck.
Yeah.
Yes, that was
Lady
me.
Marion? Slight childhood crush as well, won't
I? I'm not going to comment on that. You can like what you want, but I will think of you now as a furry.
I know you're a Madame Cluck kind of guy, but...
excuse you. I'm a Little John kind of guy.
God, and Little John.
Sorry,
so
I'm a Hiss kind of man. Is that what he's called?
Hiss, yeah.
Yeah, Little John.
It's also fun that they've taken kind of like characters. Obviously, they're different characters, but like same character design from the Jungle Book, and like Baloo is Little John.
Yeah, I mean they clearly did that kind of out of money stuff and like I don't want to say laziness, but like there is definitely like copied shots here, which isn't great. But also I thought it was kind of a fun Easter egg to spot when I was a kid, even though it was done like not in that vein.
Out of necessity.
Yeah, and also I have to say, and this is one of the lamest things I've probably ever said. But the action sequences in this genuinely are still very cool to me.
They are. They're still very, very
when
cool.
They're fighting
like
at the fair.
Yeah, and the opening scene as well, where it's like they're running from like, and can I say like the villain warrior / soldiers, like the wolves, like the hooded wolves.
Yes, yeah.
Also kind of cool, like as they're running, like shooting the arrows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The opening scene, like
and the
Robin
escape.
Hood and Little John running through the forest. God, so good.
Yeah, and like the ending with the fire, quite a harrowing ending, and you think Robin's dead, but then he's not. Fucking awesome. I remember I had this movie on
So
VHS. I watched it all the time, but also like when I got sick, we'd put this on, just a good time. I've seen it, hundreds of times. Okay, hundreds, not dozens, but yeah.
And I'd say there's also, in this movie, it's like, I guess you could say it's like the plot is also like very well like fleshed out, and also just like the way it's a lot more like a normal movie than like an old Disney movie, where it's like it starts being, got the hero, boom, they go to the fair, stuff happens, as any movie does, but like stuff happens, like, and then there's like a genuine like very like depressing like 15 or so minutes where it's like, yeah, they're really down in their like doing bad, down in their luck, and then
they get like locked up, and
they get locked up. Like Friar Tuck gets absolutely freaking brutalized.
He gets the shit beat out of him, and like choked around the neck while his hood is down and stuff. It's intense.
Yeah,
it's fucked up.
Really intense. There's like some really like sad moments in this as well, and then like which makes it like the triumph all the more sweet.
Yeah, a film that also understands, which some of these earlier films I feel like maybe even some of the good ones where they don't really have much conflict, this film understands more that like kids can handle a little bit of scary stuff, because it makes it more happy and fun when the heroes triumph in the end. So,
yeah,
excellent film, I'd say.
So good, so good.
We're reaching towards the end here. We got.
Oh, we cannot move on without mentioning the Chow. You're burning the Chow. Anyways, go on.
Robin. Robert. Classic scene. There's also Robin's epic cartwheels. But anyway, we have the mini adventures of Winnie the Pooh. I don't think I've ever actually seen this one, but just Winnie the Pooh in general. Big fan, personally. I love Winnie the Pooh.
Big fan.
I see myself as a bit of a... Who was your favorite of the Pooh gang? Don't say it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I won't do it. We all know what everyone was thinking, but I won't do it. Probably Tigger. I won't lie.
Tigger's kind of a badass. There's also a great song, "The Wonderful Thing About Tiggers." Are you familiar? He's like, the wonderful thing about Tiggers is I'm the only one. I'm the only one. Also, I remember I used to be able to play on the piano the Winnie the Pooh theme song, and I was very proud of that. It's like, deep
What's
in the
Pooh?
100-acre wood. Something like that. I also would sing exactly like that.
That was your audition for Alice in Wonderland to be the main rabbit. Deep in the 100-acre woods.
And also, the film apparently ends with the song "Hip Hip Hooray," which clearly is a great pun. Clearly, it made me laugh very hard. God, there are a lot of very strange song titles here. "The Rain, Rain, Rain" came down, 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 and "Heffalumps and Woozles," which sound like, I hate to say it, sound like STDs if we're just being real.
I thought you were going to say, I thought that would be like dirty talk that Newt Scamander would say. Oh, you got the woozles.
You want to see my heffalumps?
Lumps.
Isn't that an STD, Newt?
Newt! You got gonorrhea.
Anyway, good stuff, I guess. Yeah, big fan. You know what? Who did you ever... I feel like you're the Tigger of the Winnie the Pooh gang. I feel like I'm more of, I could be the owl, the arrogant, annoying owl who everyone hates.
Or you could be the rabbit.
The rabbit, but everyone hates the rabbit too. I guess, I'd be Christopher Robin, because I own you. And also you'd be Eeyore. Fuck you.
I would not be you. I think you would be...
I do definitely show more Eeyore tendencies than you, I'm not gonna lie. That's what my therapist told me. So you're showing extreme Eeyore tendencies? Have you
much more so than your friend who is Tigger.
Your friend, he's showing big Kanga vibes, actually. Rescuers. I'm a big fan of this movie, actually. Have you seen The Rescuers?
I don't think I have.
It's the one about the little the mice who then they go on like an adventure, I think in Louisiana maybe, and it's like a mystery, and there's this horrible woman who's trying to kill them. I don't remember a lot about it. These mice, they're mice detectives. No. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, from Wikipedia. 2 of these mice, Bernard and Miss Bianca, set out to rescue an orphan girl being held prisoner in the Devil's Bayou by treasure huntress Madame Medusa. It's a very fun movie.
Damn, that does sound quite fun.
Yeah, it's like a little, these like, and oh yeah, they have like a mouse council at the start. A mouncil, I could say. Whew, I should write movies. Where like they're like, hey,
welcome to the mouncil.
You need to go out and save this girl, and then they go out and save the girl, and there's this woman in like her crazy car. Great movie. Really an underrated gem, I would say, of the Disney times. I think we only got 2 more here because we've skipped a bunch because we haven't seen. I assume you haven't seen The Great Mouse Detective.
I was just thinking, I love The Great Mouse Detective. That's not even me being funny.
We have 3 more.
We'll talk The Great Mouse Detective.
Okay, wait. Have you seen The Black Cauldron?
No.
Or Oliver and Company?
No.
Okay, and Who Framed Roger Rabbit isn't really animated, technically. So, okay, we got okay. Pete's Dragon. Have you seen Pete's Dragon? I haven't. It's pretty famous. I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either, I don't think.
Okay, then we have The Fox and the Hound.
Ooh, good.
You're a fan? I think I read like a little like book based on this, like not like a book based on the Disney movie, so it had like pictures from the movie. Isn't it kind of a sad one?
It is a bit of a sad one. It is like, yeah. So there's like, I think it's a long time since I saw it. I believe so. There's like 2 neighbors. One has a hound, and then the other neighbor. So like that's like an old cranky farmer guy, from what I remember. And then his neighbor is there's like very sweet elderly lady who finds a fox, and then becomes
And like the
what
hound is meant to like hunt the fox, isn't it? In later life.
So like they're like friends in their childhood, and then I think there's like a misunderstanding or something like that, and then the like angry farmer demands that the fox be released into the wild, and then he basically takes his, and like they have a falling out, the fox and the hound, and then the lady like takes the fox into the forest, puts him there, and then drives away. It's a very sad scene where the fox just kind of sits like with the head tilted, like, where are you going, Mom? It's like, God damn, that hits. That hits harder than freaking Goofy's napkin whips. And then the angry farmer boy takes his hounds out into the forest and hunts the fox, and it's very, very sad. And then
I hope that's not how it ends.
Well, it ends with them. I believe the fox is defeated, and then like just before the hounds kill it, the OG hound's like, no, I'm not gonna do that, and then the fox gets to live in peace.
Okay. And then in the post-credit scene, the fox gets mauled.
And in the post-credit scene, you see just the corpse of the fox died of its injuries.
Oh my god, that's so dark. I have heard that one's a good one. And then, finally, for some reason we're ending on this. I've never seen this. The Great Mouse Detective.
So good. Have you never? I think you would genuinely really like this. It's actually very, very good.
I may have seen it. I mean, some of these characters look a little familiar. I may have seen it once, but I remember nothing about it. It looks kind of fun.
It is. It's very, very good, and also like quite a little scary. Especially like the ending is actually quite scary. So it's basically like it's Sherlock Holmes, but
okay,
in mouse.
I see.
And then basically the villain. I don't actually remember if he's called Moriarty. He might be, but I don't remember. And basically he's this big rat, but who hates being called a rat. Like he basically is like, no, I'm this distinguished mouse. Like you can't call me a rat. It's like, you know, like he dresses fine. Like, you know, like plays like the suave villain. And then like towards the end, he basically goes insane and like rips his clothes off and becomes like this huge rat and like is revealed to be like everyone knew he was a rat, but like, you know, he shows his true colors and stuff like that. And then like a really scary like fight happens.
Damn.
Like I think it's within Big Ben, like within the clockwork, they kind of like fight and stuff like that. It's actually quite cool.
I think I have heard that, yeah, and like that's sort of an element of the fight. I mean, I will say, I believe his name is Professor Ratigan, so that may be a giveaway. But yeah.
No, like everyone knows he is a rat, but it's the
I see.
He doesn't like it's not said out loud, you know.
I see.
So he gets angry if you say you're a rat out loud.
Well, hey, good stuff on that. Then,
well, goodie, I guess.
So that is the Disney first era, the first part of the Disney films done and done. Also, I'm sorry if you can hear my computer sweating. In a few weeks, we'll come back for the Disney Golden Era, and then we'll do the Disney little middle part, and then the Disney New Modern Times. In the meantime, I do believe it's time for
the Cnews.
So, you know, this is completely out of date at this point because it's from May 18th, but there is an article from Manchester Evening News that just... I'm not going to read the article, I'm just going to read the headline, and we'll just speculate wildly.
Okay.
Philip Schofield reveals Tom Cruise, quote, caused absolute chaos, unquote, at Queen's Jubilee after going against protocol. Now, I'm sure there's just like a headline trying to be shocking. I'm sure it's not actually a big deal. But let's just speculate. What possibly going against protocol could Cruise have done? Do you think...
What absolute chaos could Cruise have
I like to imagine that he ran up to the Queen and tried to give her a piggyback ride. And by that I mean jump on her back as she was being crowned the Queen again or something. I don't know what the fuck a Jubilee is.
Yeah, I don't know what the Jubilee... what happened to the Jubilee. I reckon... It was Tom Cruise holding he did a speech or something. The Queen is sitting there very nicely. All of a sudden, his belt is undone and his pants just drop to his ankles and he's wearing no underwear. And the Queen passes out from sheer love of the buttocks.
I'm inclined to go with your theory, honestly. That sounds realistic. I guess we'll never know.
It sounds plausible.
God, let me actually see if it does say what he did. He decided to walk to the studio. That's the thing?
Damn, what an absolute maverick.
So, like, whatever. Okay, I'm not going to read this. Anyway, you know, who knows? You can read the article if you want. Manchester Evening News. But, what did you expect if you brought Cruise on? He went against protocol? That's his whole thing. Have you never seen a Mission Impossible movie?
Have you not seen Ghost Protocol?
It's literally all he does. Have you not seen the one where he's a lawyer? He's always going against protocol.
That man does not follow any protocol.
It's what he does. Anyway, now it's time for the announcements and such, which I've realized we may not be able to do if it's going up on a week where we're not able to record at all. So if we're able to do it, here they are now. And if not, they will be in the next episode that we're able to record when we're, you know, up to date. But we don't worry, we're keeping an eye on the comments, on the Instagram, on the email, whatever. We'll get to it whenever possible, which could be right now. Cut to it now, or it could be, you know, next time we can.
Not. Yeah, it could be not this episode.
Yeah. So, those were the Disney movies from 1937 to 1980 something probably, or late 70s, whatever. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and what did you think? Leave a comment down below on which ones are your... Oh, wait, shit. I'm going to call this Disney movies ranked. So I guess we can't rank all of these, but let's rank in some sense. Okay, let's say, what is your favorite and least favorite, and that counts as a ranking. I don't care.
Okay. Let's say top 3 and then least favorite.
Yeah. Of the ones we talked about this episode.
Yeah, exactly. Favorite, it'll have to be Robin Hood and Little John run through the forest.
Yep.
And then we'll have, I guess the Jungle Book second.
Mm?
No, actually, sorry. Peter Pan second, and then the Jungle Book. And then the worst one for me, I'm going to go with Snow White.
Yeah, I'm going to say favorite Robin Hood, second favorite Jungle Book, third favorite, maybe a tie between Peter Pan and the Rescuers, if I'm being honest. And then least favorite, I'd say probably either Snow White or Cinderella. Although we did forget about my absolute favorite, Victory Through Air Power. But anyway, yeah, there you go. There's our ranking. So, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, drop a like, subscribe, hit the bell button, tell your friends about the pod, and leave a comment down below what you thought of the episode and what you think of the Disney movies, which ones are your favorites, least favorites, etc. from this era. You can also, if you're listening on YouTube, we're also on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, the Poorly Planned Podcast. Please leave a 5-star rating. Hit the follow button. Tell your friends again. Even if you just told them, be like, wait a minute. Do it again.
Wait a minute. Did you listen to me?
You can check out the fan pages and fan-made TikTok link down below. And you can find me on YouTube, BHL Hudson, Instagram, Twitter, BHL_Hudson. You can email the pod at bhlhudsonvids@gmail.com.
You can find me on Twitter at FDK_DaltSniper. You can find me on Instagram at Fidalgard. And you can find me on YouTube at FDK Space Gaming.
Thank you very much for listening, and we will see you next time.
Goofy.